Yo, what is going on, y'all? We back. It's your boy Jim, and like I told y'all, we back making these videos, okay? Now look, today, it's gonna be a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get into, okay? First thing is first, y'all make sure that like, subscribe for your boy J Meg, Glove Motion, Ultra 65. We're on the road to 5K subs. Hey, big ups to Kai Sinat. That brother did hit a mil subs on Twitch. Hey man, congrats to bro. You know, we trying to go crazy too, okay? But look, we here to talk about the biggest problem with NBA 2K26. I've been getting so many complaints about people saying like, bro, can you post the footage, things like that. I was able to post the footage, right? So we can, talk about this stuff because right now my laptop is acting up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And also, shout out to the person who let me, use this account, test the game out, right? Or who offered, to let me use the account. Appreciate it. Much love. They know who they are. But look, let's get straight to it. The biggest problem with NBA 2K26, and I've been telling y'all this, the dev team does not know who y'all are. They don't know us, right? They don't know you. They don't know me. They don't know what's going on in the community. And the reason why I say that is because I go on social media, and I see all of these things about people are upset about the shot timings. People are upset about defense. People are upset about rhythm shooting, all of this stuff. And people are upset that is also what's allowed in the game. Like right now, I think like if you really wanted to be like on some I really want to win the game type ish, you can bring 4 to 5 7 4s in a 5v5 setting. I don't know why that's allowed, but this once again goes back to my point of the dev team does not understand what's going on in the community. They don't know their own community. And when I say this, hear me when I say it, because when y'all like, nah, bro, like y'all don't want a skill gap. At this point, bro, it's not about a skill gap. It's about understanding what should be in the game and what shouldn't be in the game. Okay? And right now, what I've been saying is about NBA 2K26, what I felt it was going to be was a boom or bust. And I was not wrong. The game is, if you have teammates, it can be a boom. It can be fun if you got consistent teammates. But if you don't, it could be a bust. Right now, some of y'all are upset. Some of y'all are upset the fact that the contest system is really bad, right? But some of y'all also won't realize the things that I've been telling y'all for years or months, you could argue. Yo, J-Man was saying this already, so this ain't breaking news to me. And this is the stuff that frustrates me as a content creator. I warned all of y'all about this game. I warned y'all. I said, bro, the devs got to play so we can really, if you really want to see improvement, the devs going to have to play the online modes. We're not talking about play now. We're not. We're talking about online modes, the things that you guys play, or you could say us, right? Because I guess I tested the game out. We could say us, right? I've been saying for weeks, for months, yo, look, I think 2K has to have people that are hired play the game to understand what's really going to happen. Okay? I literally, on my last video, we talked about 7-4s are a problem. Let's talk about that for a second. Well, how could they have fixed that being an issue, J-Mid? Well, again, if the devs knew how much of a threat a 7-4 was going to be, right? Why not make it a rep reward? I'm pretty sure they have a rep reward of a mannequin bodysuit, whatever you want to call it, right? You mean to tell me you couldn't make a 7-4 build type a rep reward? Think about it. That keeps people on the game more, right? And it's not such much of a cheat code, right? There's ways of things they could have done to prevent the things that you're seeing that are not only toxic, but game breaking in the game. It's just about do they play the game to understand what's going on? And that's the issue, right? Like I'm seeing people, like we react to the Joe Knows video where he was in Prime and he played like 4-7-4s. Well, guess what? You're now going to see that more in the Reckon and all of these proving all of these modes because they allow it. They allow the toxic stuff. We can't never have anything as a community because guess what? You and I watching this video, we know the type of community we have. This is not a good community. This community is toxic. This community is weird. Examples, we talk about tattoos. We can't have tattoos. Customization, we can't have customization. And if you could argue with crews, we can't have none of that stuff. Because we understand the community will do things. There's a percentage of people that will do things in this community that will ruin it for everybody. Now, if you ask me, I don't think it's fair to ruin it for everybody. I think they should just get rid of the people that are doing this stuff. But 2K, it's like they don't want to do that. They're like, let's just get rid of that as a whole, right? I'm seeing people talk, bro, rhythm shooting gotta go. Did I not tell you? I think they should get rid of rhythm shooting. When I said that, everybody looked at me like I was losing my mind. Like, nah, Jay, you don't know what you're talking. We talking about need to remove rhythm shooting and pro play. You don't know what you're talking about. How do you feel about that now? Because the amount of complaints I've been seeing, the amount of things I'm seeing people saying, bro, this game not it. There is no defense. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of thing. I don't want to see that, because when I was making my videos, which I told y'all, some of them videos might get deleted because I'm tired of repeating myself over and over again. But I got so many people begging me to, bro, Jamie, do you really have you tested the game? Have you seen what's going on? Oh, I already know what's going on. But it's not breaking news to me because I told y'all so. And I hate to be the ones to say that, but I told y'all so. I've been saying this. It ain't breaking news. And it's going to be more toxic because the devs don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. They don't. Every time when they get in these interviews, of course, I understand they're not going to sit there and bash the community saying our community is terrible. They're not going to do that. They could easily say it's a work in progress, but saying our community is great, ludicrous. That's a myth. This street community will never be great or again, right? It was once something. You know, a lot of the creators we know today came from the 2K community. You know, we can say that for sure, but we will never see that happen again, right? Simply because, once again, like I've been telling y'all, they don't know what's going on, right? I'm gonna give you an example. And I said this guy's name multiple times in my videos, right? Yo, that's EJ. Shout out to Yo, that's EJ, right? He's one of the, creators that right now in the 2K community that is able to somehow pull 1,000 when he streams, right? EJ got a good personality. He's funny at times, right? There's been so many times where I'm watching Yo, that's EJ on Twitch. This brother's playing against Zenners. People will be in the game chat saying, yeah, I got a Zen. Do something about it. You mean to tell me people are telling people I got a Zen, do something about it? So, and when you look at it, you're like, bro, how are they allowed to play the game? The devs are not understanding what's going on. But the people that are doing that, they're going to keep doing it. And this is why you get more people that are cheating. Because guess what? The devs not going to do nothing about it. And the people that are getting caught with Zens, they get a week ban. They should be permanently banned. If you ever get caught cheating with a cheating device on a 2K or a sports game at all, you should be permanently banned. There shouldn't be no, let's give you a 2-week ban. No, the whole account should be permanently banned. Okay? You shouldn't get no second chances. But everything that's going on, let's talk about the defense or the what is it called? The contest. Why is the contest so bad? Right? Well, let's look at the movement. I told y'all, bro. And again, as much as y'all want to say, bro, powered by pro play isn't the problem. It's not the solution. It's not. You still have poor catch animations. Matter of fact, let's say you still have consistently poor catch animations. Sometimes your players looks like he's playing slip and slide on the court, right? There's still RNG in the game. The only thing that took out RNG wise was the shooting. You could still argue if that's even the case, right? Because Adam ran with T a couple times on this account, and T's like, Tia literally, she hit like 8 threes a game. The next one, now she hit like 4. It's like, T can shoot really well on the game, but it's like, I don't know, maybe there is still RNG. I've seen people saying on Twitter that the green window moves, right? I don't know, right? I mean, I'm going off what people are saying on social media. But all of these things are what people were saying last year, right? That it's inconsistent. It's not fun. The only way it's fun is you have teammates. I told y'all so for so many times. But every time when J-Mid told y'all so, you looked at J-Mid like he was yapping. You looked at J-Mid like, oh, bro, like, we don't care. You just want to complain. But the entire time, J-Mid was speaking facts to y'all. J-Mid just wanted the game to be better. Not in the same situation it has been in the last couple of years to where people are going to play it the first 2 weeks, and after that, they stop playing it. Because it was exactly what they dealt with the last couple of years. I keep telling y'all, the only way the game is going to be a boom for you to where you're going to be like, hey, I'm hopping on that game. If you got consistent teammates. If you do not have consistent teammates, you might as well stay on 2K25. Now, that might sound crazy, but what lie am I telling? You got to think. The same sorry teammates or same randoms that you were dealing with on 25, the same players on 26. So it's like, when you put everything together, this is everything that, guess what? It shouldn't be breaking news to you because 2K is not aware of their own community. And please don't tell me, well, they tried that because Ronnie 2K is not a dev. I know what y'all are talking about. He used to stream 2K19 on Friday nights and 2K20 on Friday nights. He is not a dev, right? So he is not the person I'm looking at. We're looking at the people that were making this game, that has something to do with creating the gameplay. That's what I'm talking about. Those people should be playing these games online to realize what is going to happen if they allow this. As of right now, they're not aware. They're not aware that people will walk in with 5 centers because they can, or with 4 centers and go in with a 6'8" or a 6'9", not the one. But you and I, we know, because we know the community, and that's my point. That is why it's the biggest problem. Everything yes, you could argue every video game is gonna have some type of advantage, right? But when it comes to sports games, it ain't but so much advantage you can allow, because you're going to need balance, right? Especially for 2K, because they want people making all of these so-called builds, right? They want the fact that some of y'all really thought builds were $20. You should be slapped across your head. No cap. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you really thought they were gonna make builds $20? Come on now. Come on, gang. Like, you gotta be smarter than that, right? But for example, Madden has cheese plays, right? Madden doesn't ban you for leaving the game. Let's say you get in the game, you playing forward. The fact that you shouldn't even allowed to have 3 centers on the same team. That should not be allowed. It's a video game, yes. But guess what? When you allow these things, now people are just going to make one build. They're just going to make a 7-4. What's the point of making any other position or build when a 7-4 is that much of a not only advantage, but it's game breaking? Because like I said, you can walk in there with 3 centers. You can walk in there with 4. You can walk in there with 5. Right? Even in 3v3, you shouldn't be allowed to have 3 centers on one team. It shouldn't be allowed. And we can't blame the people that are making these builds, because they're just doing what 2K allowed. Like, I'm not over here. This is what's funny to me. People would think like, bro, I gotta met somebody saying, you test the game, I know you're probably not happy, right? I don't care, because I told y'all this stuff. This isn't breaking news to me, right? I already knew what was going to happen. Like I told y'all about status should have been gone. They brought it back. I had somebody the other day talk about bruh, this dude on purple, he can't score 10 points. Well, some of y'all wanted status still in the game. That's what you're going to get. I told y'all status don't prove nothing. Just like a win percentage don't prove nothing. And the reason why I said win percentage don't really prove nothing, if you run with a team on a daily basis, you can't brag about your win percent, because you're playing with people that you're supposed to win. You play with them all the time. You're supposed to win games. You can't brag about that, right? But that's people, they brag about their win percentage and their status level, and it don't mean nothing. Right now, 2K26 is not about a skill gap or anything. It's about knowing the advantage, knowing about what 2K allows that's game breaking in the game. And it's not going to be fixed, because you're going to see. And here's the thing, we all know, and this is why I don't like seasons, right? Some of y'all like, well, bro, the same thing happened last year, right? Season 1 was really the demo. Bullshit, right? Y'all got to stop with this. It was the demo. Because guess what? I guarantee you in the next season, 2K's going to touch something else that messes with the game. It happens all the time. Why do you think y'all don't see me streaming? I'm not streaming 2K. Even the person that offered me that I can use their account to play the game, I don't want to stream it. No. I like doing my reactions. Right now, my laptop is kind of messed up, so I don't know. We're going to have to figure out a way. I'm going to try to fix my laptop today. I literally just reset it, so maybe that'll fix the issue. But for some reason, when I try to do reactions, like the video, like, it lags. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it needed a restart. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's when I go live, I like to do my reactions. I don't. Well, Jamie, somebody let you use their account. Why not stream it? Because all y'all want to see is people upset. That's all y'all want to see, is people go through it on the game, because you already knew what the experience is, right? Like me, I already know what the game is going to be like. So guess what? I'm not putting myself through that headache. I'm not. But what I need some of y'all to do is own up to the fact that, yo, J-Mid already told us this stuff. J-Mid already was speaking on this, and he was right. Y'all will never give me my credit on my takes, right? And some of y'all claim y'all want better, but it's cap, because you don't. Because when them Twitter spaces is active, When those Twitter spaces are active and there's a Joe Knows, Double H, Hollywood 2K, all of those people in there, y'all are scared to utilize your voice. I done been in there and said, I done talked to all of them. We're all human at the end of the day. But it's like, do you really care? Like, you be saying that you're upset with the game, but it's like, do you really care? Are you scared? You're scared to voice your opinion. And y'all are still scared to voice y'all opinion simply because, well, what if I don't get an invite? First of all, you don't make content. So I don't know why people keep saying that. Like, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want to mess my opportunity. What opportunity? You don't make content, gang. So what opportunity are you going to mess up by utilizing your voice? And please don't talk to me about no logo. We don't talk about that almost the last 3 to 4 years. A logo don't change your life. This ain't the year 2015 or 2018. This ain't them years of, 2K, you go to a 2K community day or you get a logo and all of a sudden you're known. That's not how this works. We're in 2025, okay? To where it's like you got to get lucky, right? And you also got to have patience with this community because the game has been so inconsistent and such of an irritating experience. The only way you're really going to have an audience is when people see you upset. That's what they want to see because they know the game is bad, but they're scared to admit it because they feel, well, I don't want to, like I said, mess up my opportunities. You don't make content. You're not a content creator. So you can't use that excuse. I don't care about opportunities. I care about them actually making a good product. And that's what y'all should care about because some of y'all are putting y'all hard-earned money into these 2Ks just to deal with something you already dealt with. It's supposed to, do you realize a brand new video game is supposed to be brand new? But how many times have I told you, what about 2K26 is something that you didn't see in 2K25? What about it was brand new? Nobody couldn't tell me anything. You know what people kept telling me? Oh, you just want to whine and complain. But I'm asking a genuine question. What about the game is brand new? And all of my people out there that were so much of defending pro play, how do you feel about the consistent poor catch animations that were in 2K25 that are now once again in 2K26? Tell me how you feel about that. Don't tell me, well, that's basketball. Bro, you can put on an NBA game today, right? Or highlights. They can move the ball without them doing a 360 every single time. So how in a video game do you consistently see poor catch animations? It don't matter about the attribute. That's just the game. The attribute could be good. You still doing the spin to catch the basketball. See what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't give me that excuse about it's real life. No, it's not. But once again, all my people out there that were y'all love pro play. How much do you love it now? How much do you love it now? Well, it's not the problem. It's not the solution either. And I've been telling y'all that. That's why I keep saying I told y'all so. I told y'all about the devs not understanding the community, not playing their own game. So this is what you're going to get when that happens. This is the results you get when you don't know what's going on. When you don't know this is what's going to happen. And it's only going to get worse in my opinion because guess what? How many years have we seen this happen with 2K? You could argue the last 3 to 4 years. It's the same cycle, right? Right now, a lot of y'all probably you like the game, right? Well, that's because the defense is really non-existent, right? And I know what y'all gonna say, like, nah, some of y'all miss me with this. Some of y'all don't know how to play defense. Bro, you could play solid defense. It's like the offense is the game is so offensive based to where you could play good defense, it don't matter. Right? It's just the game is so often there's no balance in between. And like I said, you cannot have that because you're going to have issues that are going to break the game. And you're already starting to see it. Right? And all of y'all that were talking about the rhythm shooting saying y'all don't want a skill gap. It is not difficult to rhythm shoot. But once again, the reason why I told you I didn't want it in the game, I feel like 2K was doing too much. Especially to rhythm shoot, you got to utilize the analog stick. And if you're on PlayStation, that gives your controller stick drift. And if you didn't know, PlayStation controllers for a PS5 cost you about $80, probably about $75. These aren't controllers that cost you $25. So when you think about it, did you really need rhythm shooting in the game? No, it was doing too much, right? But now some of y'all talking about a skill gap. It's not about a skill gap, bro, right? And the fact that we talk about skill gap, You don't even got to green a rhythm shooting shot. You just got to green the tempo. But this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted this stuff. When I made my list of things that I think they shouldn't have brought back, I got hell for saying the things that I said. You don't know what you're talking about. You just want a game that has no skill. No, you know what I wanted? I wanted them to make a game that was actually fun, getting the value worth the time of you spending on the game. Like some of y'all right now, y'all know for a fact you don't got teammates, right? So therefore, you're like, here we go again. Because you already know what you're about to deal with. You know the randoms are terrible. You know this stuff. But it shouldn't be breaking news to you because you can never say nobody never talked about this stuff. I've been telling this stuff for years, months, weeks, days. And instead of y'all actually hearing J-Mid out, y'all just never appreciated. Y'all never appreciated what I had to say. Y'all called me complaining. You don't know what you're talking about. So I really don't feel bad for some of y'all that are spending probably $300 on builds and all of this stuff on the game. This is what happens when you don't hear what people are saying. This is what happens when you're so locked in on people with logos instead of people that are speaking the truth. This is what happens. This is what happens when you're scared to voice your opinion. You're going to get the same results that you've already seen before. You're not going to get change because some of y'all are afraid to ask for change. Right? Some of y'all are afraid to admit they shouldn't have done that. But this is what happens. And you know what happens in my social media? Jamie, can you please talk about this? Jamie, can you, bro, nobody ain't saying nothing. Look at it from my standpoint of view. You don't think I don't get tired of saying this stuff? The reason why I'm making this video is because some of y'all really thought, like I had people in my comment section like, oh, you didn't even test the game out and you're just saying this. So I had to prove to y'all, I've already tested the game out. You see in the background. Like I said, shout out to the person that let me use the account. Appreciate it. But I'm not impressed at all, whatsoever. And I don't think 2K26 is a good game at all. I don't. There is no balance. Like I said, the game is a lot of offense, but there is no balance. There is none. And there's a lot of things that shouldn't be allowed in the game. That is allowed. Can't blame the people that are doing it, right? Like, for example, I'll give you an example of the devs don't know the community, right? I done brought up this guy's name so many times in my video, and I have no, issue with doing that, right? Again, I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to that's EJ, right? The guy's consistent. He's got good personality. He doing this thing on his, channel. He got his own community, right? I don't watch EJ stream so many times to where he's in, whether it's theater, park, them dudes is telling him, I gotta Zen, do something about it, right? And they're still allowed to play the game, right? But we know that's nothing new because we understand what's going on in the community. The devs don't. So therefore, you're gonna get more cheaters, right? So I think we don't cover everything we wanted to cover. I'm gonna say this. Hey, shout out to Kai Snap. That brother did hit a million Twitch subs. Hey, that brother doing this thing. Okay, that's history right there. We gotta give credit where it's due. Okay, shout out to that brother right there. For going crazy, right? But look, don't ask me to stream on this account, because it's not gonna happen. Do not even try to add the account. I don't want the person to let me borrow the account. Get all of these people trying to add the account. I don't want that to happen, okay? Like, trust me, this is not, I tested the game out. Trust me, this is not something you're going to see streaming on this account. No. Because quite frankly, I'm not happy on what I, experienced and what I dealt with and what I've seen on the game. Because it's like, if I know what's going on in the community, how do the devs not understand and pay attention that you can't let this stuff happen? People are going to take advantage of it. And if that's the case, why bring back status? Why bring back banning people for leaving games? If you knew this was going to happen, but that's the problem. They didn't know this was going to happen. You want to know why? Because they don't know the community. I know Jamie talking that shit. I've been talking that shit because I know what I'm talking about. Because I know the 2K community. You don't got to be a great player to know what's going on in the 2K community. All you got to do is experience what's going on. We experienced this stuff for years. This ain't breaking news, right? It's not breaking news. Like people are like, bruh, why are people allowed to shoot from the logo? I mean, again, it's a video game. But here's my thing though, right? You shouldn't be asking that. You should be asking, why does defense really not matter at this point? You shouldn't be asking about people shooting from the logo. As far as I'm concerned, they probably got a Zen. Who knows? You shouldn't be surprised. My whole point is you shouldn't be surprised at this point. It shouldn't be breaking news. I can't believe they made that shot. I can't believe. You should be asking, why are they allowed to do this stuff? That's what you should be asking. Let me take a sip of this water real quick. That should be y'all main train of thought of, why is this allowed? Right? You shouldn't be saying, I can't believe this is happening. Ask, why is it allowed? Right? And if you really do care, utilize your voice. If you're not happy on what some of y'all spent your hard-earned money on and time and value on, utilize your voice. Understand status. The status system is still broken. You can have an A teammate grade. If you lose the game because Johnny let up 35 points, you get blamed for how Johnny played. We didn't said that for years, but guess what? It's still a problem. Why? Because once again, the devs have no clue on what this community is. Right? Meaning, I'm going to say this again, and I've said this before. If one day I felt like, you know what, I'm going to get on this account, and I'm going to just sell on purpose. I want to make these people lose. I could do that because the game allows you to do it. Meaning, you can take dumb shots, right? Guess what? You don't care about your status, but guess what? The people that they want to win, it's going to affect their status. So that's what I'm saying. You should have got rid of it. But like I said, I'm tired of repeating myself again, y'all. That's why I feel like it's the biggest problem with NBA 2K26 right now. Other than that, Glove Motion all 2025. I'm gonna see y'all later. Listen, I'm gonna try to fix this reaction stuff on my laptop so we can do more reactions, but I've been really heavy on that Madden. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like, y'all think I'm capping. I might pop or shoot my Madden later on tonight and show y'all I'm not capping. Your boy has 1 million coins and I'm no money spent, chat. No money spent, 1 million coins. I know some of y'all like, bro, that's not that big of a deal. I've seen people with more than that. I'm no money spent. You've seen people that have been spending money buying packs with like 15 million coins. I'm no money spent. I only got 1 million coins, okay? So I've actually been grinding and, having fun in that game. That game's not perfect whatsoever, but that game doesn't ban you for leaving games as well. So it's like I can leave as many times and play as many times. The game doesn't have a control over me, right? When some of y'all are playing 2K and you're dealing with the BS, you can't leave because you're going to get banned. You can't play it. But other than that, like I said, I'm tired of repeating myself again. I'm going to talk to y'all. Let me know how you feel in the comment section about this and understand what the biggest issue is with NBA 2K26 right now. Like I've been telling y'all, the devs have no clue what's going on with the community and they don't know their community not one bit, right? And we're talking about with everything, with every mode in the game, everything. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know. And it's sad because you got people like Joe Knows who upload videos on YouTube about showing you what he's dealing with in Prime and everything like that. And they still allow it to happen. The devs still allow it to happen. I'm thinking after the Joe Knows video, they would have been like, okay, you can't have 4 centers in one game on one team. But 2K says, let's allow it, right? I'm pretty sure Joe Knows was showing that to show you, yo, look, this is what people are doing. They're taking advantage of it, right? Something has to be done. And the fact that he's still winning that game, shout out to him for doing that. He's always, trying to win with his team Black Market. Shout out to him, right? Like I said, y'all, I'm out of here. I'm gone.